name is Amini Anderson, and I'm the General Manager for our Yadpa bookstore here in Belize City. At our bookstore, we cater at offering books that can help you live a healthier lifestyle. We offer books that can help your marriage and your family life to be even more sweeter. We haven't forgotten the kids. We have books for them. And we also have books that will help you grow in your spiritual life. We're located inside the headquarters of the Belize Union of Seventh-day Adventists that is located on 3A Street, Kings Park. Our phone numbers are 223-3048, or you can get us on our cell number at 660-2378. Our working hours are from 8 to 12:15 from Monday to Thursday, 1 to 4:15, and on Friday we're open from 8 to 12. You can also find us on Facebook. Our name for our page is Yadpa Belize. ATN has partnered with us, and for every purchase made using the code ATN21, a proceed will be going to them to help them further in their ministry as well. So feel free, come visit us. I'm sure you're going to find something that will be a blessing to you all. Thank you.
A pleasant good morning to our viewers watching us today. Welcome to another edition of Defining Your Health. I'm your new host, Cameron Ozaeta, filling in from Miss Dinah Acosta, and we want to welcome all the viewers watching us on Channel 98, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Today, we will be discussing the topic of colon health, colon cancer in particular, and other colon-related diseases. And we have with us our returning guest, retired pathologist, Dr. Hugh Sanchez. Welcome, Dr. Hugh.
Thank you, sir.
All right. And so today we want to give our audience an hour regarding this topic. And viewers, if you have any questions, please feel free to add them to the comment section. And during the second half of this program, we will address your concerns, questions, and provide answers for them. Okay, Dr. Sanchez. By way of introduction then, could you define what colon health covers?
Well, colon health has to do with your gastrointestinal tract.
Okay.
And it has to do with essentially bowel movements and diseases related thereto.
Okay.
As you know, the colon is part of the gastrointestinal tract, right? And it is the last part of the tract, really.
Yeah.
As you know, you have your mouth, your gullet, the esophagus, your stomach, the small intestine, which has the first part, duodenum, jejunum, ileum.
So that's the first part of the intestine.
The first part of the intestine is the duodenum.
The duodenum,
all right, followed by the jejunum.
Okay.
Followed by the ileum. Followed by the colon.
Okay.
Now the colon is the last 3 to 5 feet of the intestine, and it is divided essentially into about 4 parts, if you will. You have the ascending colon, as was shown on the picture there, the transverse colon, the descending colon, the sigmoid colon, like an S, yeah, sigmoid colon,
S-shaped,
yes. Then you have the rectum, then you have the anal canal, and then you have the anus. And that is the pathway. And the purpose essentially is to reabsorb the water from the fecal material. That's the purpose for the colon.
So that water, reabsorption of the water is very essential to the health of the body.
Human body, yes, because that is where you regain, in truth and in fact, when the body is undergoing digestion, you lose about, we used to have it, I think it's about 4 liters of fluid is poured into the stomach.
Okay.
And it has to be reabsorbed. Otherwise, you will lose it, as is in the case when you have gastroenteritis, right? Or vomiting,
Vomiting. Okay.
where you can become dehydrated over a short time because the volume of fluid that is not being reabsorbed,
Not being reabsorbed.
not being reabsorbed, right? So the function of the colon is crucial in reabsorbing that fluid that is in the digestive juices, no?
Okay. And what percentage basically of the human body is water?
About 80%.
80%, 70%. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, so it's important to have the water being reabsorbed.
You got it
As
right.
much
And
as
all the body functions operate in a watery medium.
Water. Okay.
So you need to have water. That's why, from part of our health
Okay.
lifestyle change, we always encourage the sumptuous use of water, not tea,
Okay.
not coke,
Not soft
not
drinks.
juice, not soft drink, water,
Okay.
H2O,
Pure and simple.
pure water, rainwater, river water. It doesn't matter. Water is water.
Yeah, in chemistry, high school chemistry,
What
lesson, colorless, odorless, smellless, tasteless.
That is it. The best. The best.
Okay.
God made. It is the
Yeah.
best.
Okay, excellent, Doc. Okay, so then focusing now, turning to the colon cancer.
Well, cancer in general is a acquired disease process, no, where
Okay.
there is abnormal growth.
Okay.
The cells, which normally turn over, for some reason loses its control mechanism.
Okay.
And the body is fearfully and wonderfully made. God is awesome.
Amen.
All right. So normally, for example, you get a cut,
Okay.
right? It bleeds, bleeds afterwards, and the body is healing.
Yeah.
And then you may end up with a scar. Now, the cut is open, it is filled up with the regenerating tissue or the scar, and for some reason, it stops.
Yeah.
That is what we call control mechanism.
Control mechanism.
With cancer, for some reason, that stop is lost. So the cells just keep on turning over, and they create a mass. And this mass becomes a tumor or a growth.
Okay.
And when this growth spreads, that's what makes it cancer.
Okay.
When it spreads, because you have growth that doesn't spread.
You have tumors that are
Benign,
as opposed to
malignant.
Okay.
Right? Malignant, we call it cancer.
Cancer. Okay.
Benign, we just call it tumor or growth.
So I go to the doctor, he says you have a tumor in such and such a location, but it's benign. I
Yes.
can go home resting assured that
You can rest assured that it is not cancer.
it's not cancerous.
But it depends on its location.
Patient.
Because even a benign tumor in your brain
Wow.
will cause catastrophic effects.
Okay.
Because it's a space occupying lesion. There is no way for it to expand in the brain because of the calvarium, the solid bony case.
Okay.
So the brain will swell and it will
Wow.
press down in the foramen magnum and squeeze, and it will cause problem.
Wow.
So even though it is benign, it still has
Location.
sequelae. So
Okay.
So it must be taken in context.
So a colon cancer then basically would be a malignant tumor that has developed in
In
that
the colon,
tract,
yes.
and is basically cells
growing.
out of control.
And it's growing and become a mass.
Yeah.
And because of the mass, then there are consequences of that mass.
Okay. All right.
Right.
And what would be perhaps some of the causes
The cause,
that would produce
Well-
this kind of malignant growth?
the cause is not exactly known, but there are some risk factors
Okay.
associated.
Okay.
All right.
Or lifestyle behavior maybe that contribute.
Yes, it can. It can. Environment as well.
Okay.
Okay. But definitely at the cellular level, something went wrong with the cells.
Okay.
Why they become malignant. And there are things that can trigger or cause cells to be transformed, right? Radiation,
Mm.
radiation, right? Like, for example,
That will through over excessive X-ray exposure?
well, I would want to use more radioactive, like,
Okay, people are working.
nuclear bomb or a
Okay.
nuclear reactor.
Okay, people.
Those kind of, yeah.
Scientists are working in that environment,
Or
maybe.
uranium mine.
Okay.
Those kind of exposure there, right? Soot exposure too. Yeah. And in
Okay.
England, we used to have the kidney sweepers, them with the
Yeah.
kidneys.
Okay. The chimneys.
Right? Yeah, the chimneys and
Mhm.
the black soot.
Okay.
But they used to end up with cancers of the scrotum
Wow.
because of the
Okay.
environment exposed to.
Yeah.
But what we have noticed with cancer of the colon is that it has a familial tendency to it. And it also has familial predisposition, like we use the word familial polyposis coli
Wow.
or familial
That's a big
polyposis coli,
Okay.
right? Where some families just have thousands upon thousands of little polyps,
Okay.
small little polyps,
Those are like little finger-like growths or
like
something.
little grapes.
Okay.
Yeah, and just line the whole
Wow. Intestine.
large intestine up. And that
Are polyps
It's-
a normal part of a
No.
healthy tract?
no.
No. Okay.
Polyps are normal,
Okay.
right? And that can cause, that is a strong predisposition to colon cancer,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
APA,
APA.
adenosis polyposis coli,
Okay.
right? So you have the family history, you have that
Mhm.
particular strong family history,
Yeah.
right? I could think of environment in that we have seen that some people in certain part of the world don't have cancer of the colon. And those same people, when they relocate to another part of the world, right, and start to consume the products or the food of that new environment,
Okay.
later on, 10, 20 years after, they start showing up with cancer of the colon.
Yeah. Yeah. I was doing a little research yesterday, and it seemed to suggest that those who eat a lot of red meat, as opposed to eating lots of
Yeah.
fruits and veggies,
Yeah.
seem to be more predisposed to developing this type of cancer.
Yeah. Well, God has ordained already fruits, nuts, and grains.
Yeah.
So, but what I was trying to tell you was that, for example, in Japan,
Okay.
where they have vegetables and so forth, fish and so,
Mhm.
right? Cancer of the colon is rare over there.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But those same Japanese, if they go and live, say, in California, when they eat you know what they call it, sad diet?
The sad diet. What's that?
Standard American diet,
Okay. Standard American diet.
Right.
Sad diet. Okay.
which is salty, greasy, and sweet. Yes?
Okay.
Hot dog and burger and
Mm.
fast food,
Yeah.
right? If they consume that over another 10, 20 years, they found that these people who had no cancer over in Japan
Where they
start
were?
having cancer.
Uh-huh. Interesting. Yeah, I
Right,
think
so there is a strong environmental factor or dietary factor, if you will,
Okay.
in the genesis of cancer.
Okay.
Also, there are foods that may contain what they call carcinogens. Like
That's an
cancer
important.
forming agent.
That's an important one.
And
Uh-huh.
that is in, we love the barbecue, right?
Yeah.
That's one of them too.
Mhm.
All right. But what happens is the transit time in the colon, I think, is one of the risk factors.
Okay.
So you had mentioned earlier about the fruits, nuts, and grains.
Mhm.
When we consume that kind of diet, it provides increased frequency of using the toilet,
Okay.
which means that if you are a heavy fruits, nuts, and grain person, you might pass stool every time you eat.
Okay.
So that'll be 3 times a day.
Healthy and regular bowel movement.
That's normal.
Mhm.
But if you are those who just eat pound of steak and fries and so forth,
And I think a lot of Americans like to eat that in the evening, huh, before they go to
right?
sleep.
But the point I'm trying to make is that those things lack fiber. That is important.
Okay.
It's the fiber
Fiber makes a difference.
that provides the sort of scaffold or the building block for you to have good stools and
Okay.
good bowel motion.
Okay.
So by you not having that in your diet, it means that your food will take a longer time
to pass through the digestive tract.
tract.
Yeah.
And because of that long time, if there should be any carcinogens
Okay.
in that diet that you consume, it will have a longer time to interact with the intestinal cells, and so can induce cancer. Is a process.
Process, yeah.
It start, it propagate, and then from there it come up.
So these people that like to eat, go to the Chinese and buy the $5 fried chicken and eat drink a soft drink with that. What would you say to these people?
Well, we
here you have the grease,
we can
and you have the sugar.
In a simple way. They are eating themselves to the grave.
Okay.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
Until they eat yourself to the grave.
Okay. I think I read something from Johns Hopkins University saying that grease and sugar, when combined, that's a perfect environment for cancer cells.
I'm not about the biochemistry and so forth and those things.
Yeah,
all I know is that we can't have those things in the system because it mix up not correct.
It's not good, right?
But the scientific thing is that
by way of personal family experience, just for the past few days, one of my brother, his daughter, the son after me, his daughter had constipation for an entire week, virtually. Yeah. And what would you recommend to someone like that? Doc, I can't use the bathroom and it's been days now. And my mom, she's the healthcare giver. She told him, listen, you have to put more fiber in the diet or else what doesn't go down will come up. So,
well, as I said, it's lifestyle change. If you don't have fiber in your diet, then you will become constipated. That's the point I was trying to explain to you earlier. That is, by having the fiber, it forms the scaffold which the stool can form. And because of that, then you can have more frequent bowel motion. Without the fiber, the point I was making was that it means that the food will be stagnated for a long time. And
the longer it takes to pass through,
then you will be ending up with constipation. Right? And then the food, the water is being extracted, so this food become almost solid like rock stone.
Wow.
Right? Because the body is...
And eventually, if it's forced out, there's bleeding and all that.
Because it tears the lining
of the rectum.
Hold on, the rectum, right? So it is hazardous if you not take enough water. And you're not having enough roughage. And preferably natural roughage. Which will what God has made.
So instead of just drinking an orange juice from a bottle, buy a natural.
There is no value for no juice. You must eat the natural fruit.
Take the natural orange, peel it, eat it, and eat the pulp.
That is exactly right. Right. And that goes for everything else too. Mango, same thing. You eat the skin as well.
Yeah. Don't juice your fruits. Eat it and get the fiber.
You see, there's a time and place for everything. If you're in a hospital, you're dead. And you can't eat. They will have to give you
the liquid,
So give you the juice. If you have a good teeth and thing, then you eat the food.
Exactly.
There is no place for juice in what, by the way, healthy and strong.
That
is the way I speak.
If you don't have dentures, you can chew.
Just eat the fruit. Even with the gum, you can just some squeezing with the gum.
Gumption, okay.
All right. So the key thing is to try and desist, in a nutshell, stick to where God made and stay clear of where man made. All right.
In a nutshell.
Juice or you make, that's not good. Eat the orange by itself, the apple, whatever it is, those are better than the juice.
Okay.
And in fact, what you do remember is that these juice and so forth, you tend to overindulge, you know.
And you get a whole lot more sugar in it.
For example, you eat an orange. If you plug an orange and you eat it, you can only eat one orange. Maybe
two. You have the sensation of being full.
Because the roughage and everything else. But you could squeeze 3 orange and get a glass of juice. Very nice. You take one glass, you take the next glass, you take the next glass. That's 9 oranges.
Wow, imagine that. How much sugar you get in there too?
That's the point I'm making. So if you want to know why to gain weight, that is why you're gaining weight.
Lifestyle.
That's why I don't go for juice.
Exactly.
Eat the fruit.
Amen. Right? Okay, that wonderful point there. Next question then. What would be the major symptoms or main symptoms?
The symptoms
that would guide us to the point that, hey, I might have colon cancer?
Well, the symptoms could be considered general and specific. Right? Cancer have its own general symptom. Right? Where you don't feel good. You feel weak.
Weakness.
Right? But those are when it is almost on the terminal stage.
Wow.
By and large, cancer, you really don't have no signs and symptoms. Until it starts causing problems.
You may already be in stage 3 or 4, is that it?
Stage 3 and 4, right? Stage 3 and 4, then you have the malaise and the weakness and the pallor. That is, you're realistic,
Really far gone, yeah.
right? But in the norm,
course.
nobody aware that I have cancer.
Hmm.
That is why you need to be very vigilant, especially
Okay.
men,
Okay.
in doing your yearly checkup.
Okay. So
where
then
you
this checkup.
do a complete check, looking for all of these things.
Okay.
All right.
And what kind of screening do they do in terms of
Will this
assessing?
Well, we need to discuss the symptoms.
Symptoms. Okay, good.
Let's take it one step, man.
All right.
One step at a time. Hold on. Explain
Let's gear down back then.
it. Right. So I said you have the general presentation. Okay. But let's go specific for the colon.
Mhm.
And that's why I had the picture up for the colon. That is, the presentation will be determined by its location.
Okay.
All right. Because you can have cancer in the ascending colon.
Ascending.
You can have cancer in the transverse
Transversal.
colon. You can have cancer in the descending colon.
Okay.
You can have cancer in the sigmoid.
Sigmoid.
You can have cancer in the rectum.
Okay.
You can have cancer in the inner canal.
Inner canal.
Right? Now, the right side of the colon, which is the ascending colon,
Mhm.
is of a larger caliber
Okay.
than the left side.
Larger diameter.
Larger diameter.
Okay.
So the right side is almost like the size of a, let's say, a fire engine hose.
Wow, 2-inch holes or so.
2-inch hose, yeah.
Yeah.
200 feet, 3 inches hose, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Whereas on the left, that is descending
Descending.
colon, it's only one.
Mm.
Therefore, if you put a marble in the 3-inch diameter one,
Mhm.
that will cause no problem.
No problem. For a long
So that
time.
will grow and grow
Wow.
and grow and grow and grow to the day.
Oh, mercy.
Whereas that same marble
And the other side.
on the left side, the descending colon,
Okay.
which is only 1 centimeter, after a month, you start having problem. And what will be the problem? Well, the body is, you're still eating, the body is still producing food and it's still coming down, but it can't pass.
Yeah. Blockage.
So it block. So if it block, what happen?
Go back up.
Well, one, you want to start pass gas.
Okay.
You want to start pass stool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Constipation.
that's what we call obstipation.
Obstipation.
Yeah.
Okay. Obstipation.
And
That's
then-
a new one for us.
And then because the body is, remember I told you the body produces about 8 liters of fluid every day in the stomach,
Okay.
in the mouth, to the stomach, to the intestine.
Okay.
It's about
8 liters of fluid.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's still coming down. So if you can't pass, what happen?
Go back
When
up.
the sewage back up, what happen?
You back up and go up the other way.
So
Uh-huh.
in real life, that happens. Some people vomit too.
Yeah.
That's time. It's time to die.
Mm-mm.
All right.
So that's like a last stage thing?
Yeah, that's the end of it. Yeah.
Mercy.
And then, of course,
Mhm.
because of all this, the food not coming through, that the food not coming through,
Yeah.
you tend to have what they call bad breath.
Okay.
Halitosis.
Halitosis.
Halitosis, stinking breath.
Oh,
It
okay.
smells like voodoo.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
that is what,
That's another symptom.
that's the main thing. But other things you will find out,
Mhm.
right, as signs and symptoms, cardinal, a change in your bowel habit.
Change in bowel habit. Okay.
Yes.
More infrequent.
The change could be anyway.
Mm.
If you develop a standard diet
Mhm.
and you notice that you normally used to go out every 3 days, and now you go out every week,
Okay.
that's a change in the bowel habit.
Yeah. Okay.
If you go out and you normally pass your ropes,
Okay.
but
It's
now
like a
you
string.
brought all these things and what a mucus
macaroni, yeah.
and slime and blood,
Mm.
serious sign.
Serious thing.
You know me, I can say no.
No.
You could have piles, you could have diverticular disease, there are many things you could have, you know.
Okay.
But you start to think seriously. And if you're up in age, 45, 65, 75,
Mhm.
you're up the creek.
Okay. Would Crohn's disease fit in this category?
Crohn's,
Related to
our
digestive?
next disease again, but they're not cancer.
Not cancer.
It's an inflammatory process,
Okay.
and it has diarrhea and constipation and bellyache. Our next big topic
Big
again.
topic. Okay. Okay. We'll
Right?
I'll see if we come back to that one.
We'll not go anywhere. But long-standing Crohn's, 20, 30 years,
Yeah.
can cause
Can
cancer.
cause cancer. Okay.
So you're not risk factor for cancer.
Yeah, because I know somebody that has that for a long time.
Yeah,
They-
so-
they're scared to go to the hospital because they say they'll do surgery and he'll die on the table. So
Well,
He doesn't want
we try not to do surgery on Crohn's because
Okay.
it can cause problem.
Okay.
But that's for the surgeons to decide.
yeah. Okay.
All right. So this presentation I was said is
Mhm.
the change in bowel habit,
Okay.
and sometimes you can have what we call watery stools, and then no stool,
Okay.
and then hard,
Hard.
the little bits there.
Okay.
All right? So any change in the bowel habit is a sinister sign.
So
It must be evaluated.
an antenna should go up and we should address that
You
situation.
need to be aware. So
Okay.
that is what I said there is mostly for the
Man.
left side.
Left side.
The left side. This is the descending colon cancer.
Okay.
The ascending colon and transverse colon, those are large caliber. The tumors are going to be very, very large before they manifest themselves.
Okay.
It will be the same manifestation, obstruction, right, with the abdominal distension.
Okay.
Because it obstructs the
bloating.
Bloating.
Uh-huh.
But it's bloating with fluid. It's
fluid in there. Yeah.
And then the vomiting and the bad breath.
Okay.
All right. I think our time is up for the first break. So.
Okay, viewers, we want to thank you for joining us so far. At this time, we'll go to a break. We'd like to remind you all to kindly send in your questions, put them in the comment section, and during the second half, we will be back to address these questions. Thank you. See you soon.
These are indeed troubling and uncertain times. The COVID-19 pandemic rages while the death toll surges. Many lives have been lost to violence in the streets. Homes have been terrorized with domestic abuse. Natural disasters in the form of storms and fires have devastated our land, a constant reminder of the times in which we live. Jesus is soon to come. Here in the Belize Central Mission, our mandate remains the message to all the world. In the midst of all these tragedies, we have not relented from our mission of preaching, evangelism, and ministering to our youth and community. The Central Belize Mission has been blessed to reach great milestones to this end, including the launch of our very own Adventist television network, which now serves as one of the mediums in carrying the gospel to all the world. ATN has allowed us to continue this work by streaming various spirit-filled programs via its Facebook and YouTube account, as well as on cable TV. This has allowed many individuals to have come into a saving relationship with Jesus Christ through the virtual evangelistic campaigns and revivals. As we contemplate these breakthroughs, we want to encourage everyone, whether you are a regular member, visiting online viewer, or a community member, to double up with God in your Christian stewardship. God has been faithful to us, and His mercies are renewed each day. We may have fallen short in our faithfulness in the giving of our time, talent, or finances, but now is an opportune time for us to double up with God. Let's double up with Him by returning what is right in tithes and in our love gift offerings. Contact your local church pastor or church treasurer to find out how you can give. If you have been blessed by the ministry at ATN and would like to partner with us, you can join the ATN family by giving your charitable gifts. Giving to ATN can be done in multiple ways. On your tithes envelope, there is a designated line for ATN. You can place your donations along with your tithes and offering. Sign up to become a monthly or a one-time sponsor using the ATN donor pledge form that is provided in a pinned post on our Facebook page. After you sign up, we will contact you to make arrangements of how you can make your donations. You can mail your checks to House B, Upper Flat, 374 Mayflower Crescent, Lake Garden, Ladyville Village, Belize District, or drop by our studio on weekdays, Mondays to Thursdays, between 9 to 5 p.m. at our ATN office or Central Belize Mission office. You can also make direct transfers marked for ATN via online banking or in-person deposits to the following bank account number. For our international donors, you can make your donations via the PayPal app or by sending donation to BZ Adventist TV by means of the following link, using your PayPal account or your credit and debit card. Thank you for your generosity, and we pray God's richest, most abundant, and continuous blessings on you and on the Belize Adventist Television Network as we seek to engage in meaningful, relevant, and life-changing ministry in today's world.
Why should you wear your mask? To protect myself. My friends. My family and others. I wear my mask because I love my grandparents. With so many reasons to wear a mask, we continue to advise persons to wear a face mask properly, covering both nose and mouth. Together, we can keep Belize COVID-19 safe.
It's here.
It's here.
It's finally here. Adventist Television Network is here. The one-stop network for Christians or anyone wanting to learn how they can develop a more meaningful relationship with Christ. Tune in to Central Cable for daily programs on health and wellness, current events, relationships, spiritual growth, and of course, musical praise, all catering to our local urban audience.
The book of Revelation depicts God's people as flying in the midst of heaven as angels, proclaiming the everlasting gospel. ATN will allow you to reach the world with God's message and reap the harvest. But more, it will help you to grow as a disciple. It will keep you connected with your church. Above all things, it will prepare you to meet Jesus when he comes. ATN is a non-profit initiative. If you want to do your small part in reaching people with the good news of Jesus, you can partner with ATN by offering your generous tax-deductible gifts. Adventist Television Network is an official partner of 3ABN's Dare to Dream Network. Keep up with special services, programs, and events brought to you by the local Seventh-day Adventist Church on Central Cable and streaming on Central Belize Mission Facebook and YouTube pages.
Brothers and sisters, we are looking forward for your financial support to the Adventist Television Network.
ATN and Dare to Dream, the urban Christian lifestyle television.
My name is Amini Anderson and I'm the General Manager for our Yadpa bookstore here in Belize City. At our bookstore, we cater at offering books that can help you live a healthier lifestyle. We offer books that can help your marriage and your family life to be even more sweeter. We haven't forgotten the kids, we have books for them, and we also have books that will help you grow in your spiritual life. We're located inside the headquarters of the Belize Union of Seventh-day Adventists that is located on 3A Street, Kings Park. Our phone numbers are 223-3048, or you can get us on our cell number at 660-2378. Our working hours are from 8 to 12:15 from Monday to Thursday, 1 to 4:15, and on Friday, we're open from 8 to 12. You can also find us on Facebook. Our name for our page is Yadpa Belize. ATN has partnered with us and forever purchase made using the code ATN21, a proceed will be going to them to help them further in their ministry as well. So feel free, come visit us. I'm sure you're going to find something that will be a blessing to you all. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back, viewers. We've been discussing with Dr. Hugh Sanchez, or pathologist, regarding colon cancer and other diseases of the colon. We want to welcome you back with us, and if you have any questions, feel free to add them to the comment section, and we will do our best to address them with our doctor. Okay, we want to advise viewer discretion for this segment as well, because some of what we're about to look at might be disturbing to some of our viewers. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Doc, so what do we have here?
Well, as we were talking earlier about the colon and the presentation, signs and symptoms of cancer of the colon, I alluded to the fact that the colon has the ascending, the transverse, the descending, the sigmoid, the rectum, right? And as such, the caliber, the size, the diameter of it varies.
Okay.
On the ascending or the right side, the lumen is much, much, much bigger compared to the left side.
Okay.
So I have a specimen here, a surgical specimen, right, depicting the colon.
All right.
And in this case, it has the terminal ileum, which is the small intestine.
Okay.
So this is the ascending colon,
part of the large intestine. Okay.
right? And you can see that the lining, the lumen is very big here. And we could see that the wall is different here as compared to here. This is where a cancer is. All of this is cancerous.
Okay.
Okay. And as I said, because of its location, it doesn't cause any problem most of the time. And it just grows. We use the word fungate. It just fungates and fungates. Now, earlier you used a word about staging.
Okay.
Right? Now, if the disease, the cancer growth, is limited to the mucosa, this part here alone, the outcome is very good.
Okay.
Okay?
So it can be surgically removed without any...
Yes, and the outcome is good.
Okay.
80 to 95% 5-year survival.
Wow.
Right? We call it Duke A.
Okay.
Now, if it gone through the wall, as in this case, see that it has gone through and it's outside of the fat here.
My.
That's kind of bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah? And then that will make it at least, if you use the staging, you can be staged. Well, it's number 1, number 2, right?
At least 3.
For the colon, we tend to use one special, a guy named Duke. We use a guy whose name is Duke. And he used the classification just ABC.
Okay.
Right? A, near the mucosa, B, through the wall, and C, lymph nodes involved.
Okay.
So, in this case, it's gone through the wall, is that B.
B.
This has gone through. Right? And you could see the problems we could have with cancer in that it's ulcerating.
Okay.
So it bleeds. Because it bleeds or it oozes, you may pass blood in your stool.
Okay.
So passing blood in your stool is a sinister sign.
Sinister symptom.
Right? It may not be cancer because it could be piles, it could be diverticular disease, whatever. But if your age is up there, it is a sinister sign.
Okay.
Right? Some tumors produce a lot of mucus, slime.
Tumors. Okay, slime. Okay.
Right? So sometimes all you'll be doing is when you wipe your bottom, it's slime.
Okay.
Could be another sinister sign.
Okay.
Right? Now, because you're losing blood chronically, patients like this may present with signs and symptoms of anemia. pour a blood.
Okay.
Because they're losing blood.
Continually.
Right? So the blood falls. Okay?
And for what period of time, how many years per se would it take to get
Cancer
a growth of that
that's a
magnitude?
good question, because cancer doesn't occur overnight.
Okay.
It takes about 5 or 10 years for
Mercy.
cancer to generate.
Okay.
All right? So when you see cancer present itself, it has been there for the past 5 years.
Mercy.
All right? But it was asymptomatic.
Okay. No symptoms.
No symptoms. No sign of symptoms, right?
Okay.
That's why you have to do your yearly checkup.
Yearly checkup.
And if your family history is strong, you have to do your checkup 10 years earlier than before.
Okay. Now, do male and females have the same
risk? No problem.
Risk. Okay,
same
good.
thing. Same thing. Okay. Right? The only risk between female, because they have female parts, and male parts.
Okay.
That's where the difference are. But
Okay.
when it comes to the colon, when both have the same colon, have the same risk.
Okay.
Alrighty?
Challenge.
So that is what I wanted to demonstrate here. Also, what else I want to tell you? That's enough.
Okay.
That's enough.
Okay. Wow. Thanks for that, Doc.
Yeah. So now we could see now the value of the different techniques for screening.
Techniques.
Because we mentioned that you can pass stool with blood in it.
Right.
So a screening test for cancer of the colon is a stool test.
A stool test.
We call it Gozak test. Where it test for occult blood. It's not obvious,
Yeah,
but
hidden.
do occult hidden.
Hidden, yeah.
Right? And
Okay.
that could be another sign. And based on that, then you go to further investigation.
Okay.
As I said before, I didn't explain, but roughly, the cancer's location, usually about 40% of all the cancers
Okay.
will be between the sigmoid and the anus.
Okay, that's the latter part of
The
the
last third.
third
Yeah.
of the digestional
Or the
tract.
last quarter,
Yeah.
right? And the rest will be spread, like 20, 20, 10,
Okay.
right?
20 ascending, 20 transverse, 10 descending.
No, 20 down,
20
20 up, and 10
10
across.
across.
Roughly speaking, no?
Okay.
It could be 8%, 8%, but I just
Okay.
give ballpark figures,
Mhm.
right? No, the point I want to share with you is that when you do this, the Gozak test and they come back positive, then doctor might recommend, or the doctor should do what they call a PR.
PR.
We call a digital rectal examination,
Okay.
where they examine the anus,
Okay.
and
The
within
rectal area?
that 5 centimeter of the finger,
Okay. Distance. Insert.
right, in the anal canal, you can
Okay.
have cancer in the anal canal,
Mm.
which you can pick up,
Okay.
right?
I imagine the men don't like to do
No.
that. They prefer
No,
that
no.
without knowing.
You know how men are, right?
Yeah.
And then, so the first investigation will be a rectal examination,
Rectal examination. Okay.
followed now by what we call a sigmoidoscopy.
Sigmoidoscopy.
That's a rigid scope, a rigid scope which you pass and navigate up,
Okay.
and you look to see what is going on. When you look through it, you will see the tumor,
See the tumor. Okay.
and then you could take a little biopsy, take a little
Okay.
piece of it out,
Sample.
and send it for histology to
Okay.
the pathologist, and they
Okay.
will process it,
Okay.
and have it examined until if you have cancer or don't have cancer,
Okay.
right? Then the sigmoid scope is only about 25 centimeters,
Oh.
but the colon is very long. Remember,
Yeah.
we said
Yeah.
about 5 feet.
Okay.
So what must you do for lesion that is beyond that?
Okay.
They go to the next test now. We'll call it colonoscopy,
Colonoscopy.
right? Which is the flexible fiber optic.
Insert.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And no, that can go right up from the rectum, right
All the curves.
up,
all the curves. Yeah.
The curves.
Mhm.
And the gastroenterologist, he's the one who
He's the one who does
specializes. No, that's like Dr. Musa or Dr. Pena or Dr. Gabriel.
Okay, they specialize in it.
That's finesse skill,
Okay.
right? And they could pass that scope right up.
Mm.
And they can look and examine the whole, all of this,
All of that chart.
all of it,
Ascending,
all of it,
transversal,
all of it.
descending,
all
sigmoid,
of it,
rectal,
right?
Okay.
There are other models of investigation as well.
Okay.
You can do what you call barium enema,
Okay.
where you take a special liquid, which is red opaque,
And you send it up.
and you drink it, and then you wait an hour, whatever it is, until it passes through, and you
Okay.
take a picture.
Okay.
Then the radiologist now is skilled in determining the irregularity and the contextures and so forth, and could say, well, yes, something is there, mass lesion, blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Okay.
All right? But in modern time, the best one is to look and see.
Look and see.
Then the other one is X-ray.
Okay.
You could do a CAT scan or MRI, and you could get beautiful picture of it in living colors.
Okay.
All right? So that is the value of wellness health.
Okay.
where you need to do your yearly checkup
Uh-huh.
to check to see what is going
What's
on.
going on?
Alrighty?
Excellent.
So that is what I have to say about it. I don't have no polyps to show you here, but this was just to show that this is a big cancer in this colon here.
Yeah.
Right?
So that would basically be the screening.
The screening will be for that, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so as a pathologist,
Mhm.
you would get the samples to test.
Yeah, that's why I have this.
This, okay.
Right?
Good.
So from years ago, but I don't save it.
Okay.
All right, for purposes like this to demonstrate so that
Yeah.
people can see. But I say it's a kind of little grotesque, so people can't deal with it. But this is what pathologists does.
Okay.
Right? So
All right. So people that would be in, say, let's say the first or second stage of cancer, is there hope for them in terms of reverting that situation?
wow, you give me a hard one, you know.
And what kind of treatment would they be applicable in terms of?
Today, technology and everything else, and treatment models. We have the oncologists, and
Okay.
they are skilled in their I use the word armamentarium
Okay.
to treat, tumors and cancers, but
Uh-huh.
it is multidisciplinary.
Okay.
The treatment for cancer is
Multidisciplinary.
or multidisciplinary.
Okay.
All right, and
So all the specialists need to weigh in
we need to weigh in and
together.
right,
Come
and-
with a plan.
yeah, the best plan
Okay.
for that particular person.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we need to also, from a spiritual point of view, also include the spiritual aspect
Mm.
in terms of treatment
Okay.
care, right? You have to include,
You told me something about a psychological.
well, you have a psychiatric aspect as well,
Okay. Uh-huh.
right?
Okay.
And then you also have what we call it the aftercare aspect, the hospice care
Hospice.
as well.
Okay.
So a lot of, as I use the word, multidisciplinary, where all the players have to
Because
be
if I hear I have stage 3 or 4 cancer,
Yeah,
I mean,
that
I
is-
say, man, there's a time bomb on my head.
right.
On my head,
Stage
it's
3,
pumping
stage
down.
4 means that
Uh-huh.
you
Chances
have
are
a
one-
10 to 20% chance of surviving 5 years. So
Okay, at a maximum.
you meet maximum. So
Maximum,
your days are dark.
Because I hear my mom, she's been doing caregiving in the States, and she said many times when they diagnose them with cancer, it's within a year they're gone.
Yeah,
And it even looks at one point like they're getting better.
Yeah, well,
Right?
I would not
Like the
go and
blooming,
tell
and then
nobody
it's
when you
like-
want dead. That one day, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not
Look
gonna-
into it.
no. I want to put you, get right with God,
Okay.
get your will together and everything else,
Okay.
and just
Put your house in order, yeah.
put yours in order and just
Let the
Have a-
Lord decide.
have a talk with God. Yeah,
Okay.
God is a mighty God. He can do his
Amen.
miracles.
Yeah,
He can
I
do
mean-
miracles. He can do
He
miracles.
saved Hezekiah, gave Hezekiah 15 more years.
He can do miracles.
Yeah.
You understand me? But
Okay.
we just need to be mindful that prevention is the best cure,
Okay. Preventative.
right? And from our Cancer Society perspective, we have one of our theme in 1996.
Mhm.
Early detection is the only protection.
Only early detection.
Early detection
is the
is the only protection.
So instead of going once a year, if you go twice or thrice a year, it's
Well, you don't want to be anxiety overload, you know.
stricken. Okay.
You know what I mean? That is just be common sense now.
Okay.
Because it's stressful, you know.
Okay.
And when you know something wrong with you, you die quicker, you know.
If you're fretting.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, if you're fretting.
Ignorance is bliss. So once you know, you're fret to death.
Yeah.
So, but
Okay.
common sense, early detection is the only protection.
What do the cancer centers that we have sparse around the country? What do these?
Well,
what
what
are their
we
functions?
have, we have the one in Dangriga,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I heard about that one. a
Dr.
lot.
Grant, yeah.
Mhm.
They are the one who will liaise with you and get all the confirmation and
Okay.
offer treatment, right?
Okay.
Chemotherapy,
Chemotherapy. Oh.
chemotherapy,
Okay, that's a big
Right.
topic right
all
there.
right? And then plus or minus
Mhm.
radiotherapy.
Okay.
So it's mentioned about the treatment,
Okay.
right? It's surgery, plus or minus radiotherapy,
Radiotherapy,
plus or minus chemotherapy,
chemotherapy.
plus or minus immunotherapy.
Immunotherapy. What
Immunotherapy
does that
as
one
well.
involve?
That one is where they use immune. That's like more like, for example, like breasts,
Okay.
right? Where you have these different receptors,
Okay.
progesterone receptors, and they can use agents that work on those receptors itself.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And what else you have?
Okay. With the chemotherapy perspective, why is it
That's
that?
the oncologist. That is the person who specializes in using drugs
Uh-huh.
to annihilate tumor cells.
Okay. Yeah, so in the sense of those who often resort to chemotherapy, it seems a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to die, I have to take chemotherapy, while the majority of their relatives are saying, hey, this thing might be deadly, you might die faster. You probably won't come out of it.
That's like the COVID vaccine now.
Yeah.
To take or not to take.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Okay,
Anyway,
what is it about the chemotherapy that is so destructive?
well, as I said, I'm not an oncologist, but the thing is that many people will say they will go and do natural therapy. That's a new vogue right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Trend,
You get bad news, they ain't going to the herbs, man.
Give me my herbs.
And they go to the herbs.
Yeah.
I endorse that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
But to each his own. It's like the vaccine. You take you each his own.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
But we as scientific people, we offer chemotherapy.
Okay.
Right? The studies have shown that there are certain we call them cocktail.
Okay.
Right? That works for certain diseases, and the oncologist is the one who is skilled in that. Okay. So I won't go in this territory.
Yeah.
But there is a room for chemotherapy. And unfortunately, our chemotherapy, the broad spectrum chemotherapy, is that it destroys the cancer cells and the good cells.
Okay, that's what I've heard.
And because the cancer cells, I don't know if they live longer or they turn over faster,
okay,
it affects them more.
Okay.
Right? But by the same token, any cell in your human body that is also turning over fast will be affected. So your bone marrow is affected. That's why in chemotherapy you have to do a blood test to see that the bone marrow is rebounding back.
Okay.
Because the medication
rebuilding itself. Break that down.
It put everything on hold.
Wow.
It blocks everything.
Mercy.
Right? So chemotherapy is really, but science has involved. And you have evolved to the point now where we have what we call targeted therapy.
Targeted. So
right?
So zones in and just
right. So with science and everything, they go into the molecular biology of it and they find the little DNA segment with damage, and they get one drug.
It's like cutting and splicing and then pulling that out.
Right, and they find a drug with the attack just a little piece there alone. So it just, like we will have missile, it just put the missile and just put boom.
Yeah.
Just the house so and not kill all the people in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's targeted.
So it's the same technique, but I say out of my league now.
Yeah.
That's out of my league.
Oncologist. Yeah.
That's oncologist era, out of my league. I want to stick to my gross and my microscopy.
Okay.
Understand?
Very good.
So that is what we want to talk about colon health. And I said there are many other things that we can learn from the colon, right?
Okay.
Which are more pivotal.
Okay.
Gastroenteritis, for example. You go and eat stale salad or something like that.
Okay, stale salad.
Yeah. Right? Egg or whatever it is. And end up with loose stool and vomiting.
Okay.
Right? That can be devastating. That's a colon disease.
Colon disease.
Yeah, what's called gastroenteritis.
Gastroenteritis. Okay.
And as you had mentioned earlier, we have the Crohn's, the ulcerative colitis. You have a diverticular disease.
Okay.
Right? And that is one that could be very, very problematic with bleeding and so.
Okay.
But that'll be our next topic again. Okay. So we just take it one. Today was just cancer. And in terms of cancer, we have just discussed staging, right? And we say we have we call it TNM staging. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4.
Okay.
Right? Supposed to have, we can discuss things over a different region saying the same thing. So stage 1 is so and so, outcome is so and so. Stage 2 is so and so, stage 3. But basically, stage 4 means that it is widely disseminated.
Okay, or spread around
it has gone.
Okay, out of control, yeah.
Right?
Around the body.
Wherever the blood flows, it goes.
It goes, okay.
So it goes to your brain,
Mercy.
Goes to your lung, goes to your bone, goes to your liver,
all the
right? Sometimes it goes to your skin, it goes anywhere the blood flows.
Okay.
Right? That's disseminated or metastatic disease.
Okay.
All right? Then you have localized disease where it does confine to where it originated.
Where it originated from.
All right? Then you have regional disease where it goes to the lymph nodes. All right? So that lymph node will be 3.
Okay.
When you go to the organs, then it will be 4.
It will be 4.
Okay. In a nutshell.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Then at a more scientific level, we have what we call the grade.
The grade.
Grade meaning how the cells look under the microscope.
Okay.
They look normal and they look real bad.
Okay.
Right? If they look real bad, we use the word anaplastic.
Anaplastic.
Anaplastic. That has a bad outcome.
Okay.
That is an aggressive.
Aggressive tumor.
Right?
Okay.
Whereas if it's well division, it may behave better than the other ones.
Do you find that tumors are usually more frequent in the older population brackets, or it affects
It
middle
depends
and
on
low?
which tumor you're talking about. If you're talking about colon cancer,
Yeah, in
then
terms of
it
colon.
tends to be between 45 to 75.
Okay, that's a risk range.
Yeah, that's the range, right?
Okay.
If you have a family history of cancer,
Okay.
it may begin early at
Early.
25. That is why we recommend that if
Okay.
you have a risk factor,
Okay.
then you do screening at an early
In an
age.
early age. Okay.
Because early detection is the only protection.
Only protection.
And
Okay.
with lifestyle change, eating healthily, we can reduce the risk of cancer of the colon
Okay.
by those people.
So what we put.
Fruits,
So what we,
nuts, and grains.
what we put in the table in front of us
and
we-
determine your lifestyle, your longevity.
longevity.
Yeah.
Okay, and the quality of life. Excellent. Okay, Doc, we're wrapping up now. What would be your final words to our viewers today?
My final word to my viewer is to know yourself,
Okay.
right? When you use the bathroom, check,
Okay.
right? And if something happened, go and see your practitioner, and explain to them what you have found out, and they will continue. Do your yearly checkup,
Do a yearly checkup.
right? Preferably on your birthday.
On your birthday. That's a
Yeah,
good
make it
marker.
easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make it easier.
Easier. When did I lie? Birthday.
Yeah.
Like when you renew your driver license.
Same thing. Same thing.
Okay,
Alrighty.
viewers. So
So-
we thank you for joining us today on this Finding Your Health. This has been Cameron Ozaeta, your host for this program, and my guest has been Dr. Hugh Sanchez. We thank you so much, Doc, for being with us
It's a
today.
pleasure being here, sir.
May God continue to bless you in your ministry. I understand you're retired, but not so retired.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And so, viewers, please take to heart what the counsel we've heard today, and may God bless you as you put Him first and best in all that you do, and especially what you put on your plate in front of you.
Amen.
See you next time.
Amen.